So the thing that everyone really wants or finds that they want, or actually let's start with what they think they want to start off with, is like the money thing sells. Like everyone, like the materialism, like all these guys in Dubai, like that's what sells. Like if you're talking, let's say you're talking about info, if you're the guy that's selling lifestyle and you're, in the cars, got the watches with the girls in Dubai, all the like wealth, work, money. That is what sells people into that industry. They want it. And then there's other people like me who are much further along the journey, or actually some people don't come to realize that yet, and I think they're just, again, they haven't yet come to realize it. But like there is so much more to life than just making an abundance of money, and it's actually kind of the reverse. You start off fitness because we have good intentions, and then you somehow get lost in it. Someone you want to get massive, and you go on steroids and so on and so forth. But in business, it's the opposite. You get motivated by all the materialism and all the stuff that's actually going to fuel unhappiness long term if you don't do all the other stuff, and then you realize that are coming back to a place of freedom, and you actually just want something that's a lot more holistic. I always say I had to have everything to appreciate nothing. I think that summarizes what I'm trying to say here.
That's a good point.
When it comes to like the lifestyle marketing, do you feel like, a lot of people are obviously pushing that to get people in, and it obviously works to a sense, but you've obviously been in the space for I don't want to call it the space, but in business, a lot of people go up and then down. What do you say is like the thing that got you to stay in the industry so long? A lot of people just fade away.
It's a good question. What's kept me in the industry for so long? I love the impact that we have on our clients. I love building great teams, and it's a unique business model that allows you to work with a lot of different people, and the turnover is large. Over the course of a year, you're working with thousands of different people and helping them create solutions. And there's a lot of very big impact, high leverage activities within that. And so, like for example, I had an event with some of our like biggest members and students, and they're now coaches in our program. Like a couple of weeks ago, they came to this house. One of those guys, Ollie, where he was 7 years ago, he joined our first ever program. He's now at over $750,000 a month. He's got a team of 125 people. He's got 2 offices, one in London, one in Manchester in the UK, like massive business. That is just
that must be
the
amazing.
best fucking feeling ever. And then there's like 4 other people in the room that are in similar positions to that. And so I love helping people realize in themselves what they don't yet realize, and I like challenging people's way of thinking. And so there's a definite love for the game of it. And also, of course, the money's great. And so it's a great business model that I likely won't be doing forever because time is limited. But whilst I've got the motivation to continue running that company, I don't see any reason or any negative to continuing to do so. That said, I'm definitely now kind of progressing into different models and opening my eyes to like new challenges, because over a period of time you can stagnate in the way that you're challenging yourself in business. And I think that, not to say I've completed that model at all, because I certainly could squeeze more juice out of it, but there's not much about the model that I don't understand, if anything. And that is then kind of opens me up to not being satiated in certain areas of business, which is, okay, what's the next thing that really intimidates the shit out of me?
So if you enjoy this conversation and you relate with the health and wealth aspect, and both of these are very important when it comes to scaling a business or just as an entrepreneur in general, top link in the description if you want a more personalized approach, to scaling a business or in the health aspect as well. And also in the description is access to our free community where we've got 20 hours of content that you can just consume.
100%. If you enjoy this conversation, share it to a friend. Maybe think about subscribing, put the notifications on. It helps the channel a lot. And by doing so, we can get some more interesting guests like this. So let's get back to the video.
So almost like the one thing you almost mentioned there that stood out for me is like the love for the game. I think Serge also speaks about like the one thing that he thinks that sets a lot of people or like the very successful from those that are just like sort of average is curiosity. What do you think is like one thing that you would say if you could beam that into all of your clients or into like 20-year-olds that want to start a business? If there's one thing, what would you like sort of force them into, like, or at least encourage them to do?
That's a difficult question. I think I would like everyone to stop holding themselves accountable for what they have today and the actions of today, because to build a business, it's an accumulation of a compound of many days and many weeks and many months. But everyone, because we hear these big results and because there's all these guarantees of like, oh, you're going to get 120 appointments and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. People expect immediate. And I think that's what kills people's motivation so quickly. It's like, even away from the rejections and the no's and the, losing clients and so on, they think that everything's going to happen so much faster than it's going to happen. So I think it's removing themselves from the outcome of now and just allowing themselves to flow with it and just stick to it, because it'll ultimately end up happening to them. So
It does take some time as well. Like, I've been to the gym for 7 years now, so let's translate that over to business. And even just now, let's say around a year ago, I've just really been enjoying the process of going to the gym. So I really like the lifting and just like the mind-muscle connection. Obviously, when you're starting out, you're doing it for the outcome, the physique. But now it's just like the actual process. And then the thing is, you get better results as well. But obviously that takes time. You have to, let's translate that to business. You have to be at least, I don't know how many years, but let's say, take the same example, 5 years in business. Then you're really going to focus on the process and clients and all of that. And actually, that will make you more money in the long term as well.
It's the gym is the perfect analogy for business, because it's just it's a lifelong commitment. That's what it is.
It's a lifestyle.
And it is a lifestyle. It's an identity.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like, I do difficult shit every day without.
Success is a lifestyle, bro.
It is.
Clip that.
I do hard shit every single day, and it might not get me anywhere, but I hope it does.
And I love it.
Yeah,
and I love it. Oh my word. I want to actually sort of reverse back to something that Andrew touched on previously. I think we are currently in a time, especially I also don't really want to say like this space, but like just online business in general. I think a very easy way to show that you are successful to an extent is just to, showcase this lifestyle. The cars, the Dubai, whatever, the yachts, the girls. What do you think is, because something about that doesn't seem good to me. I don't know. Like, what would you say is the balance between leveraging lifestyle or whatever, and just being authentic to your own desires, if that makes sense? Because it does play a role,
Oh yeah, I mean, I've split tested that over campaigns of split testing pure lifestyle, where I've leveraged my car, I've leveraged my house, I've leveraged stuff, and you see genuine spikes in revenue when you do that. But it just isn't me. It's just not who I am. I'm not that guy.
100%.
I'm the guy who's booking a tree house for the weekend, and I'm doing some work and I'm chilling. I'm doing some work and grinding and I'm loving it and I'm hiking and stuff. But few people look at that and they're like, that's my life.
That's what I mean.
That's what I want. But at least I'm authentic to myself, and at least I'm living the existence that I'm actually living. I couldn't think of anything worse than painting a picture of a life that I wasn't actually living, And so I think you have to remove yourself from, if you want to be happy in business, you have to remove yourself from that side of things. Lifestyle will inevitably sell, but then you look at someone like Hormozy. Okay, Hormozy is a good example of this. Hormozy doesn't sell lifestyle. He sells grind, and he sells outcome. He's proving it. So there are two routes. I think actually lifestyle selling is very similar to guarantees in the early stages of a business. Guarantees make up, they're like a band-aid to compensate for the fact you don't have any leverage and proof yet. So it's like, I will guarantee you this thing, and then that just compensates for the fact that you haven't got that here's 10 clients that I've done it for in the past. And lifestyle is kind of like that. If you actually were really successful and you got loads of great student results or client results, regardless of the industry, you wouldn't need to sell your lifestyle, because people would buy just because they want the outcome, which is kind of the mindset that I adopt with it, although I don't really think into it that deep.
Yeah.
I think it's also the type of buyer you attract. With a lifestyle, I feel like in the short term, it will 100% make more money, 100%, but you're going to attract lower level people that's just going to churn quickly. But when you set the expectations straight, you're like, okay, this is going to be hard. You just provide value, not, the whole lifestyle thing. People see through that. You're going to get better clients, which in the long run will actually make you more business. So all these things, it makes money in the short term, but it's like a spike and then someone just falls down. But you just provide value. The right people will come because I see through that.
And this is the same for team. This is the same for clients. The same for everything. I've had over 4,500 clients in high ticket programs. I think I've probably had 2 or 3 Dubai bros over the years. That's it. Everyone else, by and large, they're not all they're not all the same mindset as me, but they're way closer to like someone who's more close to nature and someone who would hate the idea of like living in Dubai permanently and so on. And the same with team. Like our team, we go out for hikes. Like we'll go for a hike. Our team get-togethers. Like we got everyone up. We have got a Cape Town team now as well. There's about 12 of us in Cape Town, and we went up Lion's Head, and everybody loved it, and everyone's like collective-minded in that set. No one's particularly materialistic, so you end up attracting what you put out to the world. And if you are putting out something that you're not, then you're going to deal with nightmare clients. I would do my head in if I was just dealing with like these like. Guys are just going out clubbing every weekend, and all they care about is girls and the cash, and they don't care about their clients, and they don't care about like what actually makes business great.